Hello everyone, and last night I finally got to see the movie Get Out. It's been out for 2 weeks, I say at this point, so I am pretty late to this review, and I do apologize ahead of time. So, yeah, here's my review of the movie Get Out, and this movie is written and directed by Jordan Peele, and it's produced by the Blumhouse Studios, and it's like, the story of this movie is this black guy and the white girl, they're dating for a certain amount of time at least, and they're at the point of the relationship when she's like, hey, meet my parents, that type of whole thing. And, alright, so they go to her family's place, and they're very white. They're incredibly white people. And then from that point on, shit just hits the fan, and the people around her neighborhood, do act weirdly, and the black people around the white people in their community, they act strangely. It's a very weird film, but it's very clever and smart and subtle, and done with a lot of intelligence, but also with a lot of wit and charm. Okay, no charm. There's no charm. Okay, there is a charm to this movie, but in a way that won't make you feel bad for laughing at it. It's done in a way where you feel that, like I said, the intelligence and the craft and the wit that goes into this film, and I think it's so well done. All the actors in this movie do an excellent job. The main dude in this movie, what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya. He was really great in this movie. He reminded me a lot of what the hell is his name? He reminded me a lot of John Boyega in The Force Awakens. He had this beautiful. We just say beautiful. He had this incredible, great stare and great eyes. Where he has that classic puppy dog look. Like, what's going on? Why is this happening? He plays him in character with such pity, sympathy, and charm and likability that you really not only go to love his character, but you really get upset about the family and how they behave around him. And I think it's really, really well done. Also, the girlfriend in this movie is also really great as well. I thought she was great. The parents were great. The dad, I believe. I forgot what his name is. Not the actual dad in this movie, but I think it's Bradley Whitford. Yeah, it's Bradley Whitford. He was also in The Cabin in the Woods and Saving Mr. Banks. He was great in this movie. I'm like, oh yeah, him. I remember him from Cabin in the Woods. I thought he was great in this movie. The guy, when he was talking on the phone with, I think that would have been, I think it was, I'm sorry if I'm stuttering about, Little Ron Howie. He was excellent in this movie. I loved all the cast of this movie. I loved how well utilized it was. I loved how smart it was. I loved the suspense when everything kind of shifts in the gear and everything tends to fall in line. Not fall in line, but fall in the place where oh, okay, now we know what's going to happen. All the typical, I won't say typical, but all the horror thriller angles come together and they tend to build up in the movie. When all that tends to break and send it in, it really makes you feel straight up, the last, a good hour of this movie, I really felt like I was glued to my seat. I couldn't get up. I felt like I couldn't leave. I was freaked out. It just had that great feeling of incredible suspense. And it makes you feel not just uncomfortable because of the scary stuff that's happening, but because of the racial stuff as well. So it always had to make it feel tense, even when the conversation is not something that, even when it's not really life-threatening, but it knows how to keep it tense and unnerving, even if they're just talking. So it knows how to keep the dialogue and the dynamic between every character interesting, kinetic, and at the very least interesting, to say the least. And it makes me feel like I'm like, yes, I literally do see the connection between every single character and how they all were really, really well done. And I loved the perception of how the film never let down, even if the film as a whole really does have a slow pace to it. Like, there's a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, and not until like the last like 20 minutes, really, but there's a bit of a action, type of the horror thriller type of typical ending, really. But and overall, I was just really blown away by Get Out. I really thought it was an incredible film experience. I will say the last 20 minutes weren't that great in my opinion. Like, they were good. Don't get me wrong, they were great as well. But it just didn't really compare to how clever, how suspenseful, and how genuinely unnerving that first hour act was. It was so solid that when the third act came into play, I'm like, it just doesn't compare. It's like, at a certain point, I know it can't, like, it won't almost last out the film, but it's like, I wish it was just as unnerving. Because, of course, it's the ending. You want to at least spill the beans at that point, but for me at least, I was like, come on, you could have just kept it more suspenseful for me. But as a whole, I really enjoyed excuse me, this film as a whole. It was really interesting, it was fascinating, it was smart, it was clever, it was passionate. I loved the chemistry between the two main leads. I loved the performances. I loved the intelligence behind the film. I loved the ideas that were brought up of how the inner passive family racism and how they address, like, not the big spoiler, but big key point of why everyone kind of acts so weirdly around the family, so weird around the family at least, and how it addresses that, which I won't spoil. But it's done with such an intelligence and such a great wit that I was so blown away by it. And overall, I was like, yeah, Get Out was a really great film experience. And Jordan Peele, whoa, I never expected this something this intelligent, this unnerving, and this terrifying all wrapped in one. And as a whole, goddamn, I'm really impressed. Granted, I didn't love the last act. Granted, I don't think the last act was as perfect as it needed to be. And I do think the overall pacing does feel a little bit weird off at times because it's constant, like 80-90% dialogue of the film is dialogue, dynamic between the people talking and talking and talking and talking. And at a certain point, you kind of go, okay, I may as well just go up and go to the washroom now. There's a couple of moments where it does feel like it kind of does ultimately drag, but in the end, Get Out was a great film experience, and I'm going to give it an 86%, everyone. I really do hope you enjoyed my review of this movie. Excuse me. That was extremely gross. Yeah, overall, I was really, really pleased by this film, and yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it, and I would love to recommend this movie to you if you haven't seen it yet. It has like a near 100% Rotten Tomatoes. It deserves it. I don't think I love it as much as everyone else does, but it's really, really, really good. Check it out. Check it out. You will not regret it. Yeah. See everyone, and Get Out. That's Arnold for you. That's my best Arnold impression. Boy. Bye.